My sister-in-law barged into my friend group's first hangout in over 2 years, thinking that just because my husband mentioned it that it meant she was invited, and I couldn't help but crash out after she knocked over my homemade ravioli dish just to claim it was just pasta. My sister-in-law, Ashley, 31, is, for lack of a nicer word, obnoxious. She constantly does whatever she wants, even when you ask her not to. She thinks she's right above everyone else, even when she's dead wrong. And she's just got this very stereotypical baby sister attitude where she acts like she can do whatever she wants and nobody is allowed to be mad at her because she's baby. Yes, that's something she regularly says. My husband says she's the youngest of their family, so her acting that way is normal. But I pointed out I'm the youngest of my family and I've never acted that way. I don't like Sil, but I've been polite and kept a peaceful relationship for my husband's sake. Until today. Today was the first time since 2019 that my husband or I have been able to see our small friend group in person. We all got our shots 2 months ago and decided to meet up finally for dinner. I cooked while our friends either pitched in ingredients, made appetizers, or brought wine. I made pasta ravioli by hand, which was hard. I made enough for me, Hubs, and our friends. But after they arrived and we all caught up while I was finishing the food, Sil showed up. She let herself in and greeted everyone happily. They know her and said hi, but I subtly asked Hubs what she was doing here. Turns out he'd mentioned the gathering to her and he guessed she assumed she was invited. I told him to tell her to leave, because she can't just invite herself like this. He said that would be humiliating for her and asked if she could stay. I was annoyed but agreed. Things were fine at the start. I had a few sips of wine to relax and was about to plate everyone's food at the kitchen island and bring it to them but forgot Parmesan, so went to get it. I heard Sil say she'd help bring the food to the table. I said no thanks and to stay seated. My back was to her and she said something I missed because of the loud clang of a pot hitting the floor. I heard everyone gasp and I closed my eyes. I knew what happened but didn't want to look. When I did, I just started crying. Hours of work splattered on the floor. Sil said it was okay, it was just some pasta, I'll buy more. I lost it. I called her a stupid batch that ruined the entire dinner because she refuses to listen. She started boo-hooing and I told her to shut up and leave. She ran out crying and I sat down to cry too. Our friends consoled me and Hubs tried to say I went too far, but our friends told him he was a jerk and Sil was in the wrong. They helped clean and we ordered pizza. But after they left, Hubs and I were flooded with calls from his family saying I was a horrible spoiled brat who made their baby cry over some stupid food. Now I'm just crying and feeling like garbage. Did I go too far? I don't usually get so angry or curse. Am I the jerk here? Update 1. Hubs said he understands I'm upset the food was wasted, but he doesn't think my outburst was warranted and was actually kind of extreme. Tomorrow is his off day and I told him he's going to be making the dish like I did, by hand and on his own, and then at the end we'll see if he thinks my outburst was unwarranted. Update 2. Gulp. Hubs made pasta for the first time today. And it went much like I'd anticipated. He was all confidence and it'll be easy. During the first 30 minutes. But towards the end of the first hour that disappeared as the burn in his arms really set in from making enough dough for almost 60 ravioli. I did not lift a finger to help him knead since I didn't get any help when I did it. After the dough was done and wrapped up in the fridge, he made the filling, which took another 40 or so minutes. Then the dough was brought out and he had to start crafting the ravioli, all by hand after rolling the dough out. Lord, that went on for ages. Just rolling some dough out, cutting out squares, filling them and putting the top on, rinse and repeat until the dough and filling was all gone. All in all, the entire process from start to finish for him on his own took a little over 4 hours. Smile, and that's with us not actually cooking any of the ravioli. Also, he didn't make any sauce or cook any shrimp for the ravioli to be served in slash with. Also, he didn't prepare any salad to go with it. And when I told him this, that there was still more to do, he almost started crying. He started saying sorry at the 1 hour mark and hasn't stopped apologizing since. We had a long talk about his sister and the dinner she ruined, the other times she's pulled similar incidents, there's a lot, and how him and his family always let her get away with it. He says he knows how they treat her isn't normal and he doesn't like it, but was raised to just go with the flow regarding Ashley. But he said he's going to call her and tell her we need some space from her for now. Update 3. Hubs just got a message from his cousin of Ashley laughing and bragging about intentionally spilling the pasta to teach me a lesson for being such a snobby batch. A handful of you all thought she did it on purpose, but I didn't actually think she did until hearing her admit to it. I have never seen my husband this pissed off before. Like, what's going to happen now? Update 4. 3.5 months later. Hi, everyone. So much has happened since the pasta fiasco that I'd honestly completely forgotten about this account until this morning. When I logged on, I saw that I had a bunch of requests for an update, so here I am. I was going to post this in an edit on my original post, but it ended up being way too long. Someone said I should post it in the comments, but they're locked, so I decided to just make my own post and put a link to it in the original IDA post, since I'm not sure how to do an official update post on the Am I the whole sub sorry. So for the update. Like I said, a lot happened since then. I'll try to remember all of it. But be warned, I'm just going to put down everything as I remember it, and try make it in order. But it's been like 4 months, so I may not do it perfectly. Here goes. So Sil bragged to her and Hub's cousin, Brenda, that she ruined the dinner on purpose. Hubs went to confront his family. Sil denied everything till Hubs played the recording. Hubs banned Sil from our house until she apologized to me sincerely and reimbursed us for all of the wasted food. Sil went ballistic, sobbing and throwing a massive tantrum until Mill tried calming her down and scolding Hubs for choosing some floozy over your blood family. Hubs apparently flipped and called out his family on their weird babying of Sil, saying they'd made her into a spoiled monster. This just started a huge screaming match between all of them before Hubs said he wasn't speaking to them for the foreseeable future before storming out. That's when he called me and told me to block all of his family, and before I could hang up I started getting tons of calls/texts from all of them just saying the most hateful stuff to me. All of my socials, from my personal Insta to my work email, were bombarded with hate until I managed to block all of them, but it took weeks for them to all stop. The only people in Hub's family who weren't harassing us were his paternal grandparents, his maternal grandmother, a few of his cousins on both sides, and his paternal aunts/uncles. Actually, I think all of the hate was from his maternal side, though not all of them. After blocking them all, things were peaceful until a few weeks later our friend's, Kelly, car was vandalized really bad when she stayed at our house for the weekend. I'm talking the sides were keyed, all the tires were slashed, the windows were spray painted, and they even tore off the tag and shoved it down into the driver's side door where the window slides down. We checked the doorbell cam and it was Sil and Bill. Seems they mistook Kelly's car for mine. I lent my car to my mom since hers needed new tires and I could use Hub's if needed, since both Kelly and my car are black. Needless to say, we called the cops and Kelly pressed charges on both of them. Thankfully, with the video evidence, she said she was able to make a no-fault claim against Ashley, who had insurance, and Kelly got her repairs paid for, though barely. Sil and Bill getting arrested caused a huge rift in Hub's family between those who don't think it was necessary that they be arrested, most think they should have just paid for repairs out of pocket, and those who think they got what was coming to them. Also, the arrest cost Bill his job at a university? Hub's cousin Brenda, who is keeping us in the loop, told us that anyways. We didn't look into it. Brenda also informed us that during the whole family drama thing it was revealed that Ashley is only their half-sister. According to the maternal grandmother anyways. Seems she verbally tore Mill to pieces after Mill insinuated Sil hadn't done anything to deserve this treatment. Brenda said their grandmother said you felt bad that your husband didn't love her because he knew she was just your shameful affair baby. So you loved her more than your other kids in some twisted effort to make up for it. And you pulled your other kids into doing it too, and all you did was succeed in spoiling her rotten. Brenda told us more, but that part is what really stuck in my mind. Honestly, hearing all of that was unbelievable for me. I had no idea this level of drama was buried in my husband's family. Then again, neither did he. And all of this snowballed from a ruined ravioli dinner. Hubs and I have decided to distance ourselves from that part of his family for now. After handing Kelly a copy of the video of Sil and Bill tearing up her car, we more or less washed our hands of dealing with them all. And I've been way less stressed lately, Hubs too, that we've both noticed. So not a terrible end? Not sure who will see this update, but I'll be logging out of this account after a while since I think everything is mostly over. Thanks for reading, and extra thanks for everyone who sent me so many kind messages after my first post. It made me feel a lot better.